a special guest. And I don't use that word special lightly because, I think that everybody's special in some way. So, this is a first for me. I have the honor of having a mayoral candidate for the great, I don't know how great, this young lady is going to go in opposition to Lori Lightfoot.
Yes.
For Chicago, Illinois. We have the great Miss Montel Gacci. How you doing?
Everyone.
Blessings, Queen. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. See, I'm not the most political brother in the world, but you know what? I will break my platform a little bit to, help those who's trying to help others,
Yes.
So, even though I don't know what to call you. Should I call you Montel? Should I call you Miss Gacci? What you want me to do?
Whichever you like. Call me Miss G, Montel.
No, because see, they don't let the GDs in the door. Now, if I call you Miss G, then we're going to have a problem.
I am proud to be one of God's daughters.
Amen.
Okay, all right.
Amen.
Okay. But they were talking about the other GDs, but all right. God's kids, we've been in the door a long time.
Let the GDs in the door.
They ain't trying, they did. They done kicked it over. They done busted it in.
Clearly, because I busted my way into politics. This is how we do it.
We was just listening to that on the way here.
My name is Montel.
I was just joking about that, Miss Montel. It was meant to interview you because on the way here, that's what the radio started playing. This is how
we do politics. This is how we do being a Republican. Welcome to the rest of your life, Chicago.
Word. And I know for the guys, they'll be happy to see you. You're very beautiful. As opposed to seeing Miss Lightfoot. Nothing against Miss Lightfoot, but those little photos they have.
No, there's a bunch against Lightfoot. There's a bunch of things against Lightfoot.
Them little photos, they done put all on the weed bags and everything. Poor little Lightfoot.
All I want to do for Lori is just find her a decent barber. That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to get that lining right. You know what I'm saying?
Flat with the pandemic, get home.
Right. They actually said that Lori had the Harold Washington haircut.
Oh, and that's the closest you can find them.
Yeah. But we ain't gonna talk about Lori because we got Miss Montel Gacci here.
Miss Montel.
We got Miss Montel. Once we get big enough, you know what I'm saying, we will have the other Montel, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pastor Montel now, as he is.
Yeah, he's Pastor Montel now.
So, Miss Gacci, you know what? I'm gonna call you Miss Gacci for a few of them. Then I might get comfortable enough to call you just Montel, but so question number 1. Let's get into it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Flip that paper over. We don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Get away from
Well, at least I'm prepared.
I see that. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with being thorough.
Exactly. This isn't a grade school test, so you ain't have to study for these. You know what I'm saying?
You're a comedian. You got to get used to them.
All right, question number 1. Now, I know we was talking about this for a second before we went live. What? Because, us as a people, we kind of fight against those of us who are not of the Democratic Party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand you're a Republican. I understand that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing against you. That it's fine. That's your choice. You made your choice, and believe me, from what I understand, you're sticking with your choice. That's good. And I also understand that, Lincoln being Republican, you know what I'm saying, he did what he did for us as well. Cool. But why did you choose it?
Well, the history of being a Republican is amazing. For one, it was started by melanated people just like you and I, and for abolitionists. So, if anything, I want to bring the history and the legacy that we started back to the forefront. Furthermore, I want to bring a new wave of politics, a new wave of freedom fighters that stand on the Constitution, that stand on their freedoms, and do not budge. And I only see that aligned in conservative views. I'm a staunch conservative. I like things being a certain way. And if we talk to, our grandparents and parents, they're conservative too. They just traditionally voted Democrat just because it was popular. So I implore any and everybody, don't just choose Republican because I'm cute. Choose Republican or Democrat because you know the issues and you genuinely figure out where you align. Don't just vote because your family voted a certain way. But yeah, Republicans are awesome.
I mean, let's just be straight up. Now, you said the fact. Don't vote because how your family votes because that's your family. You know how it is in our households. If we go against mama and daddy, we gonna get them legs ratted and tatted.
And that's another demographic in and of itself, because when we talk about individual freedoms, no one can fight for your freedom other than you. And if there's a party that is aligned with your way or your lane of freedom or where you think your freedom should lie, then by all means, you might have to break away from the fold in order for your freedom to take hold.
Right. I got you. I wasn't expecting all of that good answer, but okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she came.
You know, only reason why I say that is because the way, we initially met earlier, you know what I'm saying? You get this real down sister vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I love what I'm saying?
And I am. That's why I say it's a new breed of politics.
Right.
Politics doesn't have to look like sharp suits and pencil skirts.
Right.
It does not. Moreover, the voters align with people who look like them.
Right.
I don't have time to be, dainty and dilly all the time. When I'm in work mode, mommy mode, activist mode, you catch me where I am and what I'm in.
Okay. So basically what we're here. No, I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I almost messed up your campaign in one swoop. I almost did it. Ooh-wee. So now I'm an ignorant kind of guy. I enjoy having my fun, and I know I sent you the questions early, so you can go ahead and check them out and see which ones you liked, which ones you didn't. Thank you for your response on those. But I have one question in there, and I'm going to ask it now because I think I need to hear what you would say.
Okay.
So, about my beloved Chicago Bears.
Do I think they should stay? Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think they will stay? That's the question.
Absolutely.
You think they're going to stay?
Yeah.
How?
It's just a vibe I get.
Yeah.
Okay. Consequently, if you're not doing nothing on Wednesdays, check out Toyana on It's the Vibe. Okay, on her show. Yeah. Just see how God
just love this.
God just worked that out how that happened.
See how God works.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. See this is how we do here. We keep it light, we keep it airy, we keep it moving. But a lot of people know me, and I know we're really just meeting and connecting, A lot of people know that I'm an advocate for Second Amendment rights.
Me too.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely.
You're a sister of the 2A, huh?
Man.
Stop playing
but
with
within
me.
the proper confines of licensing, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
I ain't talking about, walking up to Nuck Nuck and Pojo and then be like, hey, dog, I got 9. I need, No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking legally, going and getting your FOID, getting your CCL, and going through your training and all of that. That's what I believe. Now. But unfortunately, we know there's a lot of people that's, and I hate to say, just isolate one part of the city, because unfortunately we see the news targets more so the gun violence that's surrounding the South Side area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you have any? I can't say any, but how would you help curtail some of the violence of gunfire and
Okay, so I got 2 answers in regards to this.
Hold on, I ain't ready. Let me get comfortable. We got 2 answers now. Let's go.
Okay, so for one thing, I don't always trust the narrative that I see on the news. A lot of times I can visually see one thing and the caption will read something totally different, which is what prompted me to unite gangs in 2020, because even though the caption said they were, blacks and browns were against each other, I saw blacks and browns trying to defend their own communities.
Right.
So what prompted me, to unite them was a desire to not let the narrative be the reality.
Right.
Okay.
Just because you visually see that, come to my city, see my city, which will ultimately, I plan for tourism, when we get this thing together, but come to the city, see how vibrant it is. But on the flip side, I cannot negate that there is violence, to a degree in the city.
Right.
To the magnitude that the media plays it, I do not think that's accurate at
Right,
all.
right.
Because I feel safe in every pocket, in every lane, every block in this city.
Yes.
I always have for almost 40 years.
Okay.
So I can't attest to the war zone that they play.
They proclaim it
Yes,
to be the
yes,
Chiracness.
Yes, not
I
at
so
all.
hate that term.
Not at all.
'Cause
And
we're more than just violence.
Absolutely.
We're a beautiful
We
city.
are culture.
We ain't nothing
we
like
are
our
artistry.
skyline.
We are a city full of believers. There are a vast majority of believers in this city that pray for this city. Their heart
Yes.
beats for this city.
Yes.
So I don't buy into that narrative at all.
Yes.
My second portion to that is education and unification.
Right.
Like I mentioned, I united 2 sets of gangs in 2020. I want to further bring that, to fruition. I want to bring more of that. Because the problem was these power heads had never sat down with each other and never had a meeting of the minds
Come on
until
now.
I did it, and I had no gang affiliation. I was just stepping out on faith.
Right.
Amen.
However, I know that there are more freedom fighters like me.
Yes,
and I know
yes.
that there are more men and women who are willing to stand in the gap. So I implore them and invite them to do just what I did and not more.
Amen.
Furthermore, the education portion. As I am in support of the Second Amendment, I do believe the proper education and the proper licensing has to be in place. And I think if people had education, licensing, and incentives to not want to participate in crime, it would lower it a good 20 to 30%. And in incentives, what I mean by that is, if I were mayor, I would propose 2 programs called the Legacy Program and the Royalty Program.
Excuse me. Let me make a correction. Never say if.
You're
Don't
going to
say
be
if.
mayor.
Well,
You
pardon
claim
my
it.
French.
Don't say
Chicago
if.
and America. When I
There you
become
go.
mayor of Chicago.
There you
Speak
go.
that thing
Thank you,
into
my ninja.
existence. It's yours. You
Okay,
claim
so
it.
when I become mayor of Chicago, I want to implement 2 programs sponsored by the city called the Legacy and Royalty Program. The Legacy Program will be for for teens and younger adults, and then the Royalty Program will be for older adults. How it will work is, if you have a criminal history or some type of mental health history that has landed you incarcerated, if you participate in a series of programs, not only at the end of the program would you get a stipend, but you would get to participate in what's called a legacy ball or a royalty ball.
Okay.
Not ever in most people's lives do they ever get to wear a suit, let alone get to wear a ball gown, let alone get to feel worthy, feel like they are a part of something.
Important, right.
The reason people commit crimes is due to mental illness, lack of opportunities, and feeling excluded.
Lack
You
of
know
love,
what?
a lot of them, their upbringing.
What
how
brings
they were
people to
raised,
gangs? What brings people to gangs is
that unity.
Yes, they are looking for a family.
To belong somewhere.
So if your city can make you feel inclusive by saying, hey, we know you've been through some things. In an effort to curb this new crime wave that could come because you're not being paid attention to, we got
Yes.
mental health programs.
Yes.
We got this legacy program. We got this royalty program. We have different
Amen.
incentives throughout the city to make you want to do better. And the more you do better, we're going to
We're
incentivize
gonna-
you even more.
we're gonna reward you,
Because you're
right.
going to reward somebody else. Each one teach one. It's a chain of
Yes.
command.
Yes. I like that, sister. I love it.
So you know what you did? Yo, that's right. We're still here. My Radio Chicago on the Support District Radio Network. It's your boy Desmond Toyana.
In
It's
the
still
building.
chill. We got the wonderful candidate,
Lovely.
the lovely. That's about to bring a lot of good looks into the mayor's mansion. Miss Montel Gaji, she's still here with
Hello,
us.
everyone.
Yes,
Hello,
I don't know. Do the mayor get a mansion?
Look, the mayor gonna get something special, and so is the rest of the city. I'm gonna put everybody on.
She gonna put on
So
for
you
her
gonna put?
city, y'all.
So you putting on like Jeezy? I put on.
Absolutely.
And kinda
I asked my
easy.
strategist, could that be the instrumental to my webpage?
Oh, I
Because
love
I'm a
it.
real candidate.
I
for real,
love
for
it.
real.
Okay, that's what's up.
love it.
That's
I
what's
vouch
up,
for her,
sure.
y'all.
See, you sound like, and I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It sounds like you got a little underground gutter thug in you there.
Yeah, I
you
like
know
that.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Real people coming
Okay.
in.
What I'm doing is monumental. I'm breaking history with being in this race.
Okay.
There's never been a black female Republican mayoral candidate ever and it hasn't been a Republican mayoral candidate for 100 years. I'm doing what all the GOPs will not do and have not done for 100 years. You gotta have a little bit of GD in you in order to want to do this.
So what you saying
this ain't
is
for the weak. You gotta be a strong type of individual, but on that's in layers. On the surface, I'm as humble as pie.
So time out. She just brain like you got to do what the GD. Like, come on.
I grew up around the GD.
Lord, I am too, but I never had a mayoral candidate come in like on.
That's what I like. The realness, the ones that been through something.
People will vote for me because I look like them.
Yeah.
And you might swing on them.
God can't use you unless you've been through something.
True.
Facts.
I done been through layers, tunnels, travels, and back, and I'm still standing in my Elton John voice.
I'm still standing better than the end.
Looking like a true survivor.
Right.
Amen.
Feeling like a little kid.
Wearing it beautifully, Queen.
Oh, Lord. That's the problem I'm having with my lady Nine. She's like, you just too dang goofy. I'm sorry.
I'm going to enjoy this candidacy all the way through.
Yeah.
It's the experience for me.
You have to.
Right.
The people I meet, the positions I've been placed, in. This is amazing.
Right.
I will vote
I was
for
built
you.
for
It's
such a
the vibe
time
for
as
me.
this.
Right.
And so is Chicago. They ready for change.
They
Let's
ready
get it.
for it. They need
And
it.
I need a little piece of change too. So,
Y'all vote for me. Everybody getting a piece of the pie.
Vote for her.
I'm talking about transparency in politics, transparency in leadership, inclusion.
Well, you can go ahead and bring a bro off now, then I could take $5. You know what I'm saying? but before we went to break, you were speaking on a mental health issue. You know what I'm saying? So, me as we were speaking, those that's watching on Facebook Live heard, about my work in special ed. I'm actually a school behaviorist full-time at a special ed school in Arlington Heights, but also being the father of an autistic child, So my one of the most important questions I could ask you after reading, your bio and everything is about the mental health issue. So as far as like, what would you do? Like, how do you have a plan on bringing any more mental health resources to the city?
Absolutely.
I love when she say that.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Got it.
My predecessors decided it was a good idea to take the funding away from the city and close down a myriad of mental health facilities at the behest of their constituents. The reason why the crime rate is so high in a faction is because we took away those programs and that structure that was set in place.
Right.
And then you stick these people out with little to no medicine, little to no structure, and you wonder why we're in the conundrum we're in now. So absolutely.
Yes.
You can bet your bottom dollar. First order of business. Because there has to be a divide between who needs mental health services and who are real criminals.
Yes.
And we need to allocate those resources properly so true criminals can be incarcerated and people who need mental health services can get the either the medicine, the therapy, or the in-home, whatever they need, so we can make this thing workable for everybody.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Because I always say, as crazy as it sounds, even when they took the projects away, that's what people felt welcome. They felt they can be themselves in those little projects, and now they spread it out. They took them away where they having to be everywhere.
Here's the problem I have in people feeling unwelcome. My tax dollars don't have no color on them.
Amen. And God would trust.
Moreover, there's no reason why anybody should be canceled or not included in anything. Just because Jeffro don't like you don't mean I don't have to like you.
Right.
As mayor, my first order of business is getting rid of cancel culture altogether.
Right.
At any given moment, the richest person may turn into the poorest person and vice versa, and we gonna need each other regardless.
You better say that.
If you needed a kidney, I doubt you would decide or ask, is that person a little melanated? Never in the history of niggas don't work
take
Caucasian.
that kidney, how you can get it?
Right.
So cancel culture gotta go.
Okay. Well, it's funny because a lot of the questions I already have, you already been answering. So it's like, dude, like really now I got to come up with some.
Ask away. Be as candid as you like. I am that transparent politician. That is what's going to differentiate me from every other politician on the market.
Amen.
Gotcha.
Amen.
So, Toy, I'm gonna leave some. I gotta leave some space for Toya. You know what I'm saying? I can't have Toyana here and not allow her to get her questions out.
Yes, well, already it's been a pleasure with you. I appreciate you. I love how you speak as a woman. And I've read your bio, and I commend you, my sister, because you've been through some things, and I know everybody has, but not everybody is able to come through their trials and tribulations. So you have a testimony that you can share and maybe save somebody else.
I pray it does. I pray it does. That's the only reason I believe God had me go through it and still come out on top.
You better say that.
And top is not measurable to anybody else's standards. What my top is may not be somebody else's top. It's called lanes for a reason.
Yes, you're right. You're right. So, Miss Montel, you are the only female with that name. What does that name mean?
Okay, so to be honest with you, I really don't know. I'm giving it 100 with you.
Oh
okay, so my
God.
grandparents, my grandfather's name was Montel, and my uncle's name was Montel. So they thought it was a dandy idea to name me Montel, but put an E on the end. The story they told me was there was a French singer, a black French singer, that was named Montel, and they named me after her. But I feel like the Georges because I'm Montel the third, and there's an E on the end of my name. So people be like Montelli, Montella, and they screw my name up all the way around. I got a bougie first name, a hood middle name, and a Taliban last name. I can't go nowhere. And when they call my name, they expecting some Arab man to stand, but it's me. It's me, I promise.
That should be your
Time out.
Hold
on. Time out.
This is how we do it.
No, wait. No, Jesus, no. Father in heaven for all things holy. No, this woman did not just say, I got a bougie first name, a hood middle name, and a what last name?
Taliban last name.
Lord have mercy. I done heard it.
Don't feel bad. My name Toyana. They called me Toyota at school. Sang the song and everything.
Gagey, Gucci,
I was so mad at my daddy, but now that I go, they be like, that's a beautiful name.
I've been called everything but Gaji. But it's okay. Just call me.
That's all right. I'm going to call you Queen.
Thank you.
So I also want to ask, your birth parents were biracial?
My mother was. My mother's Puerto Rican and Italian, and my father's Nigerian.
Okay. That's a combination. But you were adopted.
Okay, so my biological mother was adopted by a rich black family that were living in the South Shore Mansions early 70s. And when my parents divorced, instead of me going with my parents, I ended up going with the adopted family just because it was more financially feasible.
Okay, yes, I can understand that. So with the parents that adopt you and raise you, I noticed you said that you didn't go or want for anything, but on the outside or inside, you were being abused by that family.
Yes, I was. Without going into great detail, when you go through trauma, most of the outcomes are you end up being the abuser, you end up committing crimes, or you end up lost in the system because you just can't find a lane that's comfortable for you.
Right.
Fortunately for me, none of those things happened, but cancer happened. So, I look at the physical situation in conjunction with if I had gone through something, as I just described, and the pain is still the same.
Yes.
However, I'm one of those people that looks at the glass half full and not half empty. And so, yes, it did happen, but it doesn't have to define where I'm going and what I'm doing.
You better say that.
It just doesn't, because I can't stay in the pain that I'm in. Like, it hurts.
Yeah, and you can't help how you were raised.
And I can't forget it because I have to be able to pull somebody else from the trenches and say, hey, I came out, so let me help you out. But I cannot wallow in it. I just can't. I can't. I'll be stagnant if I do.
Okay. That's what's up. So did you have a great connection, or do you now with your biracial, your parents?
Well, my father passed away about 10 years ago, and prior to his death, no, we didn't. Okay. And I'm okay with that. You accept people for who they are and what they are.
Right.
It is what it is. Luckily, I have 3 wonderful brothers in Nigeria: Razak, Hakeem, and Ibrahim. They're younger brothers.
What? Say that last one again.
Razak, Hakeem, and Ibrahim.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is when I hear names.
Gaji. Shout out to Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay. All right. Well, that's where all the diamonds and diamond
You're so
mines.
silly.
So you can speak those languages too, honey.
I try my best. I can order some food and get myself to an airport in the bathroom.
I love her already.
Man. So before we go any further, please, whatever you do, go find Miss Gaji on Facebook.
Please.
Support her real fast. Because this is the most realest candidate I've ever been around. Oh, my God.
I vouch.
Absolutely.
I can order some
I
food,
want
go-
to be transparent. None of my co-candidates would expose themselves in such a capacity. And I need to do this because, one, it might come up in papers later, so let me tell you.
Right.
now
Yes,
before-
that's what I love about you. You real. They ain't finna put you in there and get you in no questions that you haven't already answered. And my
Facts.
next question, which how old were you when you were diagnosed with cancer?
18 years old, my freshman year of college. So I only did 1 year away, and then I had to come home and complete school in Chicago, which helped me develop my fondness for Chicago. Even though I was born in the city, I wasn't in the city consecutively. I was in boarding school for high school. I went right off to college immediately after that. So, I was able to develop my love and fondness for the city, even during my cancer, trials and tribulations.
Well, I commend you, and I speak healing over you like never before.
Oh, I am fine. I'm fine. I mean, there were some complications as a result of my surgery, that are lifelong. But even in that, it's certain people that are much worse off. And so it could be worse than this, and it's not. I count it all joy, even in the midst of the pain, the struggles, the days that are, cumbersome for me. It's still all joy because I'm here. I woke
You're
up.
here, right? Every day we wake up is a new day, and a day above ground is always a blessing. So.
Absolutely.
Well, you let them know as we're speaking of that. How old were you when you realized God was your source, your strength, your...
To be honest with you, cancer saved my life.
Okay.
Most people won't ever
Say
understand
that.
how I could say that, but I was a very different individual before cancer. I was materialistic. I was in the life per se for 8 long years. I had a slew of friends, but no real connection to anybody.
Okay.
And when cancer set me down, it humbled me greatly. It forced me to pay attention to the people I was around. It forced me to pay attention to the situations and the things that I put myself, made myself a part of.
Yes.
And they weren't safe. They weren't healthy. And if I thought I was going to heal from anything physically, I needed to heal from everything spiritually first.
You better say that. You better say
I
that.
can't take care of the physical man without the spiritual
The
man.
spiritual
So God
man.
set me down. Cancer saved my life. And without getting emotional, I do apologize when I talk about that.
That's okay.
That's like my starting point. It's like
That's
when I
okay.
broke out and finally found myself in the midst of the pain there was. Like I had friends that were literally trying to get them in VIP, and
Yeah.
I'm at home recovering in a sling. Like
I know. I feel
I
you.
had managers coming to me asking about CD sales and album sales, and I'm just in 2-3 days in the recovery.
Wow.
But see, that's what
Like, have
God
a heart.
does. He
Right.
don't. God does things in divine order. He just had to show you who people were and strip you of everybody who you thought you needed, because everybody can't go with you where you're going. And look where you're going now. You're running for mayoral candidate, and half of them ain't even there with you. Are
I
they?
mean, and it's crazy even now. I have family and friends that don't support my candidacy. And I think that's the wildest thing ever. Because out of all the things that a person could be in this world, to want to
This
be
is
a leader,
important.
this is probably the most important decision anybody can make.
Yes.
To decide, I'm okay.
I'm
And I'm
okay.
okay enough to want to lead somebody
Yeah,
else.
and see, when we got a lot of people may say no or might not support you, but as long as you got
If
God,
God be for me, who can be
He
against me?
sent
Exactly.
his son to die. And
And
they, right, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So
Yeah.
that's why we already know, but you let the people know why they call you the queen of lemonades, baby.
Man, because as you can see, baby, well, life gives me lemons. I done made some amazing lemonade. Come
I
on.
commend you. I commend you. And you got my vote. And I am proud of you. And I'm sure God is. So don't worry about these people of the world. You just worry about that one yes you get. And God bless you. And you let the
Thank
people
you.
know where to find you. Because I'm definitely voting.
I
Oh, we
am
gonna let
on-
them know where to find her.
I am
we gonna
on
let them know.
Facebook. I am on Instagram. I am on Twitter. And I have a webpage, GodgyForChange.org. My email is GodgyForChange2023@gmail.com. My Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all mine tell Godgy. Man, holla at me and
Yeah,
get ready
for
for the
sure.
change you want to see.
You got
Every time
TikTok?
I see it. You got TikTok?
TikTok?
Yeah, I got TikTok too.
TikTok
Every
too.
time I see you, that song gonna come to my head. This is how she do it.
But don't, what, please, you know what I'm saying?
What you trying to
Who
say?
was it? Who was it? It was a I think the lady in New York that was running for governor or something.
What?
The one that was twerking on TikTok. Did the headstand?
You won't catch me doing anything even remotely close or the like.
Oh Lord!
No, I wasn't saying you were gonna do it. I got it.
Yes.
That's a new thing. Write it down. Take a picture. I'm a hood conservative.
Obviously, she watches Friday too.
Yes.
Write it down. Take a picture. No. So, Ms. Montel, all right.
Yes,
First and foremost, I appreciate the emotion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I appreciate seeing it because that's what she does.
Oh, thank you, Mom. It's okay.
Now we're having a hug in the studio.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Hugs are supposed to be given out at the end of the show, Toyana.
I know. I had to give her a hug. Sometimes we need that.
Come on.
Good. I'm a G all the way through.
See, I keep trying to tell you.
And these aren't tears of sadness at all. It's tears of joy. Like
Right.
to actually be in this position to even say I made it on the other side. I made it.
Yeah.
Never would have made it.
Never
Right.
would have made it.
So, all right. We got to talk about the hood real quick. We got to, you know what I'm saying?
You are silly.
So hilarious.
As you can tell, you know what I'm saying, it's right here next to me. How did you end up on 61st and Cottage Grove?
Okay. So this is an interesting story.
Before you go into it, I got to give a disclaimer right here for those people who don't know what 61st and Cottage Grove is. It's this area of Chicago that by law, everybody that's over the age of 18 that's of good legal standard and tender need to have their own firearm just to protect themselves to go get their mail.
Ooh,
Go.
he bogus. Okay. So see what happened was for real.
Really, what happened was, here come the cap. Let's go.
Okay. Even though I wanted for nothing, there still was abuse in my household.
Right.
And at the age of 20, going into 21, it's actually like a week before my birthday, I made the decision I wasn't gonna take it no more.
Right.
I didn't need the support. I didn't need the help. I didn't need the status. I didn't need the accolades that much. So I stayed with a friend that stayed on 61st and Evans. Well, the apartment manager kept seeing me go back and forth with books all the time, and I didn't have any kids, and I was always by myself. And he was like, well, what are you doing? Why are you here? You don't look like you're from around here. And I explained to him my situation that, I was escaping abuse. I was in my junior year of college, and I was staying with a friend until I could either get campus housing or until I could find me a place. And he was like, so basically, all you need is a crib and you will be okay. And I was like, well, yeah.
Right.
He was like, well, let me see your grades. And the very next day, I was Johnny on the spot, bringing him my grades. And when he saw that I was making A's and B's initially, and then during this semester, it was a drop, obviously, because of my situation, he was like, can you come up with a $50 security deposit? Say word. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know where it was going to come from, a portion of the sky. But I just knew. I said yes on the spot, not knowing where it was going to come from. And lo and behold, I ended up asking my grandma, and she gave it to me.
That's what's up.
But the ironic thing about this story and how I ended there, I went there with nothing, y'all. I went there with just the keys to my car, my clothes, and I think maybe an air mattress that my friend gave me. I had been waiting on Social Security. I had been waiting on my refund check from school. I was literally sleeping on my floor because the air mattress didn't inflate big enough. I went there with nothing, and I had $0 rent to pay, until I got income. I went from nothing on a Monday. By that Friday, I had almost $14,000.
Won't he do
my
it?
refund check from school, my back pay from Social Security for my cancer surgery. I was like, God, I really do believe that because I made the choice to step out on faith, to not do the wrong thing, to stay to myself, my grades were the best they had ever been because I just focused on me and God.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
yeah.
ain't let me survive cancer for nothing. It ain't nothing special about me other than I believe. So what you want me to do, God?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I say he showed up and showed out
Showed
abundantly
out,
in my
won't he
life,
do?
and when I finally did have to pay rent, my rent wasn't nothing but $150. No kids, junior in college, working on my second degree, cancer survivor, and here I am.
And this guy's name was Mr. Puckett.
Yes, Eric Puckett from the Woodline Employment Agency.
Eric Puckett.
We need you.
I need a place for $150. $150? Hey, bro, I pay double.
You so silly.
That's a beautiful.
I got a one-bedroom for $750 right now that I'm crying about. No, $775.
Right.
My bad.
You so
Me
silly.
too, and I got to pay dog rent.
So
But yeah,
$150. Heck,
I
I
took
pay
that
all
opportunity
utilities.
and I got my grades back up, zoomed for the stars. And honestly, if it wasn't for me having my oldest daughter my last year of college, you know, my life kind of probably would have went differently because I was about to go to study abroad program where you perform abroad with your school because I was doing theater and poetry at the time, and then one of their
I wanted
students
to
come
ask
here.
you about that.
So I was about to do that.
Yes.
And then my littlest baby came. She came at the day I made 6 months, so 4 months early. 1 pound, 4 ounce micropreneur.
Wow.
And I was literally going from Chicago State to Northwestern every single day by myself. Going to go see the baby. And then when she got her feeding tube, it was Children's Memorial, so it was even further. I can remember cold nights carrying my books, carrying all her supplies. If I tried to pump, you know, bringing milk to the hospital, and, you know, feeling a certain type of way because I had surgery, so I couldn't produce as other moms, but I still was physically there.
Trying to do
Yeah.
it right. Hey,
On top of trying to
man.
finish my last degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was rough.
I know it was, but look where it led you.
Right.
Man, and so look at her now. She's an artist. She's 13. She almost 5.5 feet tall, 10 times taller than her mama. Like, all of them are amazing, and they are special in their own little way. But, like, just to look at the progression of Christine, I'm amazed. I
Yes.
shouldn't have been because God is an awesome God, but just to watch the process, I'm in awe every day being her mom.
Yes, yes.
What's up?
Well, I pray everything you do prosper because I feel like this is your time, this is your season, and God's got you. He didn't bring you this far to leave you.
I believe it. I believe it.
So, all right. Me being a comic, and I love being around people who
He gotta make you laugh.
Please do, by all means.
I love being around other entertainers, you know what I'm saying, because it's just good to network and, you know, show the camaraderie and all of that, regardless of what area that you choose. A lot of people don't know I used to do poetry.
Yes.
I used to. Little brief history in that before I ask the question, though. Me and my cousins, Arthur and Michael, who now, I'm not an owner, but my cousins, Arthur and Michael, who own TNT Comedy Hook in Lansing.
Great
We used
place.
we used to hold poetry readings at the Click before it turned into E2.
I remember.
I was the doorman.
No, you do kind of look familiar.
probably knew them folks.
The last time I was there was when Michelle and Dake Cello had like an album signing or something years ago.
Okay. See, we was doing it on Mondays. Malik Youssef was hosting.
I know Malik.
Malik.
knows
That's
me.
my dog.
Shout out
That's
Malik.
my guy. We had him, you know, a lot of the upper known comics, Triple Black, J.I.V., my cousin J.V. would come through to sing, and we had all of that. And I see here that you were part of the Vagina Monologues. Wait, I don't believe that just slid out of my mouth like that
so
easy.
Here's how that worked. No, I was a part of a group called Powwow Poets.
Okay.
And every year, this touring group, sponsored by Eve Ensler, would ask certain poets and certain thespians in the city to participate in a reenactment of the Vagina Monologues.
Oh, okay.
And so you have to be picked. You can't audition. You have to be, asked based on your merit or your performance throughout the year. I had won the Black Pride Poetry Slam twice.
Nice.
So, it kind of put me in the shoe in. And I was also a part of the original Powwow Poetry CD with Stacey Ann Chin of Deaf Poetry and Thai Freedom 4. Okay. So it was like, my group, we were kind of the spearheads of Powwow Poetry, and everyone in that group was a part of the Vagina Monologues because we were considered like the best in our lane at that time.
Right. Okay, that's what's up. Shoot, I mean,
now you got me wanting to do some poetry.
Hey, you got a piece you want to say?
You can share it
Sure,
with us.
sure.
We love that.
Come on, you know what? It's been a minute since I heard something good.
Good poetry. I love it.
Okay, it's called 40 Years of Wisdom.
Hold on. Before she even get into that, you know what I'm saying? She just walked right into it. She's like, this is called 40 Years of Wisdom. But see, that means she's always ready. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
When was the last time you wrote?
Years.
And you just got one to pop out that fast? Let's go. Let's do it.
Because you know what? I jot Lines throughout the day
Okay.
in different notebooks.
Okay.
But to actually sit down and formulate a piece for performing, it's been a while because I haven't performed in a while. I haven't had the desire to, honestly.
Right.
Okay.
And not that I don't love poetry, it's just my lanes have taken me in different directions.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, shout out to
But
B
yeah,
Cole.
I'm always ready.
Shout out to B
Yeah, I
Cole.
forgot
my
about B Cole
boy.
being the comedic genius and poet of his time as well. But I need to hear this piece. Go ahead. I need to hear this piece.
All right, this is called 40 Years of Wisdom.
Uh-oh.
These last few years have been filled with unsecured instances. We're all searching for heaven's vengeance to save us from what's madly intense. We scream to fill the void of the helpless. I guess these last 40 years are testaments of what was supposed to be written, or perhaps just instances transfixed. What I see beyond these 40 years is that we all were meant to live for so much more, and we lost ourselves and could no longer climb up that hill of resolution. It's all right, though, because these next set of years, I aspire to incite a revolution. Keeping down much confusion, I plan this riot with strategic solutions and positive affirmations so that one day my story will be held as a legendary rebel who kept up with no Joneses, aspired nothing but to be righteous, and believed that life never really started until we became parents. Where does this wisdom come from, you ask? It's been pushed down 2 generations to a crack-addicted baby who knew she had to use it because the previous inhabitants can no longer hack it past their habits. I stand to be the only woman to break my generational cycle of inadequacies. People before me of my same heritage, of my same lineage, were never equipped with the skills to get rich, more like getting fixed. But when will someone in my generation fix what was supposed to be written according to the scriptures? When will the right hand be held accountable for the actions of the left hand? When will babies be taken care of, not just outside of the womb? Yo, it started when she opened her legs. Potential parents are created every time you have you know what, so the next time you think you're at the prime of your life and responsibility seems too far-fetched to fathom, as you're standing at the end of the bar, imagine what your first child would look like after 5 incredible hawks, a fierce orgasm, and a drunken misunderstanding about who was going to wear the condom. Remember that life is not just about unsecured instances. It's more about secure decisions that affect 40 generations. Not bad for 40 years of wisdom. I can't wait for the next 43. Let's see if I had an answer for the loss of our Nubian kings, and that's their peace.
Wow.
Wow.
I wasn't ready.
That
That
gave
was
me
hot.
chills.
That
You
was
literally
hot.
gave me chills. I
That
like
was
that.
hot.
Thank you.
I like that.
That was hot. You need to record that and put a track underneath
You
it. Know what
really
I'm saying? You need to get that out
You're
there.
making me blush.
Girl, you are
That's what we
amazing.
do.
You are amazing.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, so you know what? We're going to be right back. We still got Miss Montel Gaji here, y'all, on Also Saturday on the Support District Radio Network, where it is more than radio. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back in a few. You know, we're going to pay a couple of bills, and then we're going to play a couple of more cuts. You know, we still got a little over a half hour. You know, I'm going to say this while I'm setting up some stuff real fast. Montel was a little nervous about coming in here, but she's doing a fabulous job.
Hey,
Yes, she is.
fantastic
Thank you.
job.
Thank you so much.
Man called me this morning, talk about, hey, I'm nervous. Come on, G, man.
That's okay.
This is what we do. We make it family. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I definitely feel the love. Thank you so much.
You're so
sure.
welcome, and thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, keep it locked right here, My Radio Chicago. We'll be right back.
And it was made bigger than it really was.
Right. Because now, I've seen it. I don't know if you noticed it on the news when it was when that was prevalent. You know, that it was U-Haul trucks coming down there. You know, and all of a sudden it's just unloading of people, and here we go again. So
I saw scripts.
you know what? I'm gonna talk about something that I know it's a little off subject. Speaking of scripts, I'm gonna tell you something scripted that I seen. We can talk about it off air. And I don't care if anybody get mad. I'm gonna say it any doggone way because this is my platform. This is my show. This is Old Soul Saturday. Yeah. Look, the Highland Park shooting was scripted. Highly.
See, this is how. Okay, if anybody's.
I like this.
I
Okay.
love
If
it.
anyone's ever been to my page, they know that I am against PSYOPs. I am against the NWO, and everything we see on TV has a narrative designed for you to be distracted from one position or another. So you're absolutely correct. They were scripted events, and I'm probably the only politician. I'm not even going to say probably. I am the only politician that is willing to say such things and stand on it. I said what I said.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have a whole a whole conversation outside, of what we're supposed to be talking about on the Highland Park joint, because it was just some things with that just
didn't make sense, didn't add up, and you can't make it make sense.
No, because oh my God, one of my firearm instructors, they do a podcast and they went really in depth into it. Then if you actually listen to what they said and go back and watch, it's like, huh? Thank you. Okay. So, all right. Thank you. So, given, politics and guns right now are like the hotbed, you know what I'm saying, because they're trying to ban certain weapons now for what reason I don't understand. But
so that you can't stabilize and mobilize when necessary.
Okay, well, stop reading my mind, lady.
This was great. I've done a lot of interviews.
Man,
but this one was great.
Because here's the problem I have now, and I get it. You're on your platform right now with the mayoral candidacy, but with the AR-15.
My question is, how do we get them in the first place?
We get them. I got mine legally.
Well, what I mean is, for those who are getting them illegally and doing criminal things, how are they getting them in the first place?
Right.
We have to go top tier down when we talk about who's accountable for what.
Right.
Because we can always catch a middleman, a deliverer, a bottom toe.
Right.
No, we need to go top tier down. We need to clean it out at the root.
Yes, because I'm concealed carry, but during the pandemic, the ammunition was costing so much. I'm looking for. I would have wanted to find a middleman.
And then that's another thing. Why make the ammunition so much that you can't protect yourself?
Right.
You have to pay attention to a situation like that.
Really?
Well, prices on ammo has been coming down, so for those that's two-way legally.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Yeah, I can tell you a good place to go.
You so silly.
No, real talk. Real talk. I got you.
No, I'm in total agreement with you. I promise you I am.
Because there was a post that I put up, and the post on my page was, define assault weapon. And the question, a lot of people said, was like, they were talking pretty much about the AR-15 platform. But then I was like, look, anything can be an assault weapon.
I was just getting ready to say, all of them can cause an assault.
Right. This microphone can be an assault weapon. And so somebody else said it was defined as any rifle that is designed to kill people. So the 22 long rifle, which the Israeli army used, which actually they used the Ruger 1022, if I want to be exact,
okay,
which I own. And so that's an assault weapon now? So it's just crazy how people will associate one particular firearm versus a
and then
gamut.
Here's the problem in that. You and I can speak about logic in terms of that all day. But unless people are willing to vote for people in office who are willing to voice the fact that it does not make sense, we have a problem.
Right.
Most people, by the time they hit 35 that I've talked to, have never voted a day in their lives.
A lot of them
like,
don't
where
make a
do you
difference.
live, under a rock? And then why are you upset that we are in our present situation when you never? And here's the thing: if you see that there's a platform of candidates and none of them are right, you got the right to say, "Hey, we don't like none of them."
Not nan.
Now, nada.
And they do not represent us. They do not look like us, and we don't feel comfortable voting. That is what a democracy is. My platform is education. Let me re-educate you about that Constitution you were supposed to take in grammar school.
Come on now.
That you were supposed to take before you graduated high school.
Right.
Apparently, you took it, but you truly didn't understand you was going to be in a position to have to exercise those rights.
Facts.
So here we are. I'm the politician that's going to say, hey, remember this?
Right. Remember what
Because if I'm straight, I'm not going to let my fellow voters in my city not be straight. If I know the law, I'm not going to let them be ignorant of the law. Absolutely not.
Right.
And that's why I feel you should be in that position, because you sound like you're going to make it make sense.
Trust me. Say it for the people in the back.
She going to make it make sense.
Most definitely. But Miss Gaji, I do appreciate you being here today. I appreciate the all the insight on everything that you spoke on. The transparency is definitely a wonderful thing. I mean, we have politicians that say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be transparent," and all of a sudden the shade comes up, and they're behind closed doors. You know,
Oh no, I'm gonna tell you everything up front.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a young man's name, but I know him very well. He ran for mayor of a city, and when I say before he became the mayor of this particular city, let me say it like that, I was able to contact him with no problem, call him up, "Hey bro, how you doing?" "Oh man, I'm good." I mean, have a whole bro conversation, you know. Now it's like
the same
text message.
now. I'm gonna be the same then. I'm gonna be the same after. I change not.
Yes.
There's no
Trying to
purpose
change
in it.
lives.
So, you know what? I got somebody I think I need to introduce you to.
Okay. I'm all for partnerships and
that's
friendships.
She's a phenomenal PR person. Phenomenal. When I say phenomenal, I mean phenomenal. But yeah, we definitely gotta get, you know, the ducks in a row for you to, you know, push you in that direction of what you're trying to obtain. You know.
Thank you. I would definitely appreciate
I'm
that.
a firm believer in, if I know somebody, I'm gonna help pass it on. You know, just like anybody that knows me knows, I still tend to dabble like in the stock market and stuff. And if anybody wants to learn, I always connect them. Stop playing. See, I played the commercial while you was in the bathroom. You need to listen. Matter of fact, anybody that's interested, real quick, just a shameless plug for my brother, Mr. Patrick A. Smith. You can look him up on Facebook. He is a beast in this stock game. Y'all need to get at him. He's like my big brother, you know. He's my niece's godfather, but yeah, I'll hook you up with him as well outside of this. But it's like a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? To have somebody with the passion that you have coming in here, speaking like you do on what you're trying to get, I ain't gonna say trying to get done, that you're gonna get done. That you're gonna get done.
I'm speaking for you. I'm gonna touch and agree with you.
And like I told you earlier, if you don't take anything else outside of this whole conversation, I need you to let this get embedded into your spirit. Stop saying if when you're trying to get something done.
When?
Stop saying
when I get it done.
Thank you. Stop it. If it leaves too many openings for possible of not, you know, and you're trying to do something positive. You're trying to move us as a people into a right direction. Do not let anybody break that. Do not let that if word come back out of your mouth. Keep God first and follow his lead. And wherever he leads you, just ride it. Just ride that coattail and say, "All right, I'm right there with you," and just keep following.
And
all right?
stand firm, knowing you're a daughter of a king, and he's the ruler of everything. So
absolutely, say it again.
He's led you through this. He's gonna lead you into. I've asked him to lead me where I am right now, and who would have thought this is where I would be? But I just said, God, you said we have not because we ask not. So I'm asking you boldly. Can you put me in position to be able to change lives or speak or just be heard?
$1 million in,
you know what I mean? Yeah, Lord, we want some money too.
I want $1 million. Just $1 million.
We'll accept it when you give it to us.
Smaller mark bills, non-sequential, Jesus. I mean, I take that.
I'm on time, God.
You know what? This has been me. You know what I'm saying? I'm genuinely
He's such a mellow fella.
You know
That's what I call him.
The best interview ever for me.
Man.
I was nervous at first, but I ain't no more.
I told you that.
Girl.
I told you. No, I can't. We could do the whole formal. So tell me about your campaign.
Yeah, tell me. No.
So tell me, what don't you like about your candidates? And
that's why I told Desmond, I need time. I don't do that. I want to read about this sister. I want to, because when I first saw your picture, I said, look like I know her from somewhere, but hey, I'm saluting. It's a sister in there.
Right.
So when he said you read it, and I said, I got to take time and read this, Desmond. So let her know I'll be a little late with the questions, but this story has touched me, and I'm glad that you allowed me to assist in interviewing her. So
thank you so
I
much.
know God taking
amazing.
you some places, and this ain't even the end for our connection. I'ma stay connected.
Absolutely,
with you.
please do.
See, now you done made a new friend. You didn't even know.
This bestie right here, Guru.
We right there. I'm gonna be right there partying with you. She won. She put it on for our city.
Just pick your outfit out for the election.
Girl, I got you, baby. You tell me what
Well,
color
there
you
you
need
go.
me to wear.
Purple.
There you go.
Purple is my favorite color.
And I'ma do it just
I'm
for
the
you,
only
'cause I don't
candidate
like
purple
purple.
throughout the whole candidate.
And that's the reason why it's purple. You know what I'm saying? And I gave her I told her the reason why she chose purple.
And he loves purple. He's the purple rain person.
I just
You're a
like
fellow
Prince.
Gemini, correct?
I just
He's
like
the
Prince.
Prince.
Yes.
Purple rain
yes,
person.
I am a Gemini.
Royalty,
Yes.
yes.
And I don't
I
like
am a
purple, but
Gemini.
I wear it just for you.
Thank you.
See, you know what I'm saying? I
Well, I
figured,
don't
you know,
black.
but I ain't gonna tell the people what the reason why I gave you why you chose purple. But you know what I told you. So you just stand on that.
Amen.
So
Thank you.
you know, and I'm gonna say this real fast. Look, God speaks to people through people at the most craziest of times almost. But then sometimes, and me and my dad had this conversation, sometimes God will speak to somebody and he has a word for somebody else, but it ain't meant for everybody to hear.
Amen. Amen.
So the thing I told you about the color was only meant for you. That's why I'm not telling everybody. That's why I didn't say it here, because I don't want to hinder your
What he got
blessing
for
because
you,
of me
yeah.
putting it out there for the public.
Well, I appreciate the support and the blessings and the encouragement all the way around from wherever lane it come from.
I
It's
got you.
all love in my book.
I got you.
And next time y'all see her, she's gonna be Miss Mayor.
Thanks. Make sure y'all come out to my event tomorrow, Washington Park, corner of 55th and King Drive.
Yep.
10 to 5. It's
Yep.
going to be a bounce house, DJ, performers. You will get to hear some more poetry from me. Man, just come on out and meet your new candidate.
Who you got performing?
Say that again.
Who do you have performing?
Oh, a few little local dance groups,
Okay.
a few little new artists.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what's up. So yeah, definitely you all please ma'am, please sir. 55th and 55th and King. 55th and King? Yeah, 55th and King.
55th and King.
Washington Park. What time?
10 to 5.
10 to 5 tomorrow. 10 to 5, 55th and King, Washington Park. Get out there with Miss Montel Gaji. Sign up. If you ain't registered to vote, register to
Please
vote. Get
do.
out there,
Yes.
sign up.
You must sign
Please.
and register to vote.
Please go ahead, handle that.
Register to vote is helping me immensely. You have no idea.
Yes,
You want to
yes.
support Gaji for change. You want to be a part of the change you want to see. Please register to vote.
Please,
And you
ma'am,
are
please, sir.
also
Take
welcome
care
to
of that.
come out to the Vibe Show with me and Miss V from 63, my same day twin. We have a Vibe Show every Wednesday downtown from 2 to 4 where people come showcase their talent. And you have many talents, so you can come and let them know to vote for you. Do some poetry, vibe out with us, girl. It's a vibe.
I would love it.
And see, this is the beautiful part about it, and we're about 5 to go. But the fact that we sat here, we done talked, we done brought up poetry, my beginnings, well, not my beginnings with poetry, my workings in poetry, and then you sat there like, you know what, you do look familiar. So it's crazy because you never know where
God places you.
right and who you'll meet
Say
along the
that
path,
again.
and then you'll come back and be like, dude, you do look familiar. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know you.
Right. So I knew you before. Well, we met in passing before.
Yeah.
You handed me that $5 to get in because I know
Yes,
what we was
yes,
charging.
yes.
So yeah. So you met me then. We talked now. Okay. So once it's over,
You're going to be the one that announce it to the world that
that
I won.
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can do that. Look, the one thing Desmond ain't afraid to do is stand behind the microphone. I'll talk to
Live
anybody.
from election headquarters.
Yeah.
So live from
Gaji for Change headquarters.
79th and Cottage Grove. We're now standing outside the headquarters for Miss Montel Gaji, the current incoming mayor. Why y'all pulling up them guns? Hey, dog, this is a peaceful thing. Put them down.
No, we just came to protect Miss Gaji, bro.
Oh, all right.
That far.
All right, Nuck, Pojo, Ron, and Man.
Just stand over there.
Right.
Get your t-shirt
Right.
and your badge.
Right.
Stand over there.
Shoot. And please get some shirts that actually look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't.
You know what? I am not going to send you outside with the polka dots and the multicolored glitter around
I
me.
mean, look, all I'm saying is make sure they get the spelling right. You know what I'm saying? I could care less if it's a stick figure with some braids. That'd be fine for
So
me.
look, that requires donation. So again, if y'all want me to
know.
have t-shirts that are spelled correctly, that have no blemishes, no marks, no abrasions, I would hope.
Not even a bruise.
I would hope that you find it in your heart for my mayoral candidacy and my image to donate for Gaji for Change.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Look her up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. She does have TikTok. And also,
and GajiForChange.org.
yes, and go to the website, GajiForChange.org. Anything you would like to tell the people before we go?
Get ready to be a part of the change you want to see, Chicago. Welcome to the rest of your life.
That's
In
what's
that
up.
order. I said what I said.
In that
Yeah,
order. She said what
You know
she
what I'm saying?
said.
She from 61st and Cottage, so you know she a thug. Jeez, you
By
know
way
what I'm
of the many
saying?
mansions of South Shore.
Right.
Tell them we godly gangsters
So
now.
so she a bougie thug. That's what it is.
Facts. Yes, I'd like to think so.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with being a little bougie
A
thug.
little bit of bougetto. Yes.
Bougetto.
That's why I can relate.
Bougetto.
Yes, I can
All
sit in
right.
a boardroom, a ballroom, or a block.
Just
Okay.
like that.
Never mind, I ain't gonna say that. So Toyana, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Toyana Extremely Blessed Classberry on Facebook, IG, yeah, that's Toy, or it's a Vibe page on both platforms.
First, before I go into my goodbyes, I can't understand why I keep saying Toyana and you say Toyana. So for me, I gotta sound more nasally to get the eh. So Toyana, got it? Okay.
In the building.
Yeah. Somebody over there blowing up. All right.
That's how I know.
But before we get up out of here, you can find me on all your platforms. Just check me out at Desmond Daily. That is DesmondDailey. You have to put the E in the last name. And if you can't get on my main page, also go find me on my second page, Desmond Comedian Daily. But yeah. If you're interested in getting your music put out there, fellas, young ladies, or you just feel like you want to get interviewed, holla at your boy. I got you. We'll talk to other business on how to make that happen. I ain't gonna put all that good information out there. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell everybody everything. But we're about to get up out of here. Keep it locked right here. My Radio Chicago on the Support This Radio Network. We got Rags to Riches coming up in the next few minutes. And yeah.
Peace
We're gonna
out.
ride out. You know what? We're gonna ride out with this little mix by my cousin, Mr. DJ Terrence Fuller. Yeah. Old school music at its finest. So y'all keep it locked. Hey, for those that's out there barbecuing, save me a plate. Brother hungry. I need a piece of swine on mine.
Happy Saturday.
Shoot,
Be
I don't care
safe
if it's
with
a
that Bud Bulletin.
bacon strip, anything,
too
doggone it. Something. Holla at your boy. I'm hungry. We out.
Peace out.